As the countdown to the 2019 Annual Banking and Finance Conference in Nigeria begins, the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria hosted a press conference to give further insight into the event. Scheduled for September 24th to 25th, 2019 in Abuja, the 12th edition of the conference has as its theme the future of the Nigerian banking industry 360. The CIBN president, Dr. Uche Olowu, in his remarks shed more light on the conference and also informed the media that First Bank will serve as the host for this year's edition.
This conference is driven, like you have just been told. I have heavyweights around me this year leading the planning of this conference is First Bank. First Bank, of course, as you know, is a flagship bank in the country. And incidentally, we are celebrating 125 years. So, this is a very great opportunity for them to drive the conference. I'm very, very extremely happy for what they have done and will continue to do. Let me just leave it there and say that you are in for a good thing. Let me leave it to the chairman for him to give us, an insight of what is going to come 24th, 25th of September.
On his part, the MD/CEO of First Bank of Nigeria, Dr. Adesola Adeduntan, gave an overview of the conference and what stakeholders and participants should expect during the two-day event.
The purpose of this meeting is to inform you about the 12th Banking and Finance Conference scheduled for September 24th to the 25th, 2019 at Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. The theme of this year's conference is the future of the Nigerian banking industry, 360 degree. The conference is an annual forum of key and respected operators, regulators, policymakers, members of the academia, millennials and other stakeholders in the banking and finance industry to brainstorm on strategic issues that are critical to building a sound and sustainable financial system and economy. The resolutions at the conference are usually made available to all the relevant stakeholders and policymakers to enable them to reappraise and align their operations and strategy in line with global best practice. This year's edition is expected to attract about 1,000 professionals from within and outside our country. The theme of the conference, the future of the Nigerian banking industry 360 degree, is structured to offer direction to Nigerian banks, financial institutions, regulators, policymakers, and other stakeholders on how to reposition the banking and finance industry for relevance in the new world order by leveraging on digitization, a phenomenon that has brought about a lot of unprecedented disruptive innovations in the industry. The dignitaries expected to grace the occasions are His Excellency Professor Yemi Oshibajo, GCON, SAN, Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Ahmed Lawan, Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, Honorable Minister of Finance and Planning, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mr. Muhammad Musa, Honorable Minister, Federal Capital Territory, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, CON, FCIB, the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, His Excellency Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Governor of Lagos State, and many others. The welcome address will be delivered by our President, Mr. Dr. Uche Olowu, FCIB, who is also the Chairman of Council of CIBN. May I, at this junction, also inform you that the conference will feature 7 business sessions, which will include 1, the new world economy and trends into the future, Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, role of Nigerian banks and other stakeholders, governance, risk management and regulation, future consideration, shared services and cost management, workforce of the future, people and skills, driving digital and innovation, and last but not the least, pulling it all together for the next level. This edition of the conference is very unique. First, because of its concentration on the future of banking and financial services in Nigeria in particular, and the globe at large. Secondly, it is also unique for us at First Bank, where I'm the Chief Executive Officer, as it coincides with our 125th anniversary. This is not just because we are the first bank to be established in West Africa, but much more because we have been woven into the fabric of the society and can fit First Bank in every other institution and every aspect of the nation's economy. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, I now wish to use this medium to request for your robust coverage of the conference, pre, during, and after. We also solicit your support as media partners of the conference. For the print journalist, we solicit your assistance in the areas of quality features, straight news story, press releases, and photo publication, as well as advert placement on strategic pages of your newspaper, while for the electronic media, inclusive of the social media, we will appreciate a comprehensive coverage of the conference during your flagship news bulletins, starting from the opening ceremony to the closing ceremony.
The MD/CEO of First Bank of Nigeria and President of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria speaks further on the theme of the conference as it relates to the economy.
What is required for the economy to grow faster than the current growth rate of about 2% is not just credit. Credit is just one of the several things that we will need to do to engender faster pace of GDP growth. I'm aware that there are ongoing conversations between the Monetary Authority, which is the Central Bank of Nigeria, and the Fiscal Authority and at the end of the day, the objective is aligned. We need to grow the economy faster, given the pace of growth of the population.
The technological space, it has redefined what banking is. The brick and mortar is gone. The fintech of this world has come to reduce the pain point of customers and then user experience. And all that has implication for the banking industry or the way banking services is delivered. Like is commonly said, banking will remain, but the form and shape will change, and it's already changing. Most banks are now saying they are technological companies rendering financial services. So in that realm, in that regard, we expect the changes. And like I've always said, we cannot miss the fourth industrial revolution. And tie all this together, how does it impact on financial services in this country? And that's why this team has been put together. How do Nigerian banks cope with the horrendous changes, the fast-paced changes in the in the technology landscape? How does it affect financial inclusion, which is very important, like we have alluded to? Clearly, the economy is growing at 2 point something, while the population growth is, so there is a disconnect, there is a gap. So if this economy needs to grow, then if the living standard, and we want to reduce poverty, we need to grow at a higher rate, faster than the population growth. And you cannot do that without the right dosage of finance to the real sector. So basically, and technology is simplifying how we can render financial inclusion. And that's why the SANEF program, the Share Agency Network Expansion Facility, is leveraging on technology to reach the unbanked. So all this put together is what we are going to look from various lenses in the conference.
As stakeholders prepare for the 12th edition of the annual Banking and Finance Conference, it is expected that critical issues that will shape the banking industry at the national and regional level, like the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, Issues around cybersecurity and strategic banking will be explored to reposition the banks as agents of financial inclusion and real sector development.